Coach's Corner is your source. Baseball, football, soccer, and hoops. The Coach's Corner has the scoop. It's the Coach's Corner with Andy.
Covering Tri-State sports, it's the Coach's Corner with Andy on 92.1 The GOAT.
It's the Coach's Corner.
Hey, I'm Andy. Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. I have Isaiah Brooks here with me today. How are you doing, sir?
Good, man. I'm good. Got a good workout in. Feeling blessed. Woke up today.
All right. Yep, I hear you. I agree with you 110%. It's good to have you on the show. I appreciate you coming by here. We're going to talk a little bit about your background as a wrestler. We're going to talk about your MMA professional debut that you had back in March here, and get a little bit into maybe what goals you have for yourself as an MMA fighter, and maybe touch on a little bit more of your background there too. Before we do get started here today, I just want to thank Premier HVAC Services. They are sponsoring the show today. You can check them out in Pennsylvania or Maryland. They do air conditioning, heating, indoor air quality, you name it. They help you out. Same-day service available with them as well. Check them out at premierhvacpa.com or premierhvacmd.com. All right, so Isaiah, most people probably recognize you from your time as a wrestler at North Hagerstown High School, where you had a pretty successful high school career. You won a state championship in 2016 as a senior, alongside your brother Aaron as well, who won as a sophomore. And then you went on to community college, correct? Where you were
Yes,
kind of
sir.
planning to wrestle there for a little bit, maybe move up to some D1 schools. But that kind of didn't pan out the way you had expected it to. Tell us a little bit about that and that journey there.
That was tough because it was basically my first time really being away from home,
Mhm.
and it was all the way out in Iowa Central Community College, JUCO. Very good wrestling school, especially on the JUCO platform. But I feel like sometimes and I don't know how other people are gonna look at this or view me, but I really don't care. I feel like you can get burnt out, at
Yeah.
doing certain things. So especially if you don't find a place in your heart that is truly something you love and it's what you want to do. Like lately I've been saying I get to do this. I get to work out. I get to go to practice, versus I
Mhm.
have to,
Yeah.
and during that time period, it was always I have to. I have to go to practice. I have to go to class. I have to do this. It wasn't something I was truly enjoying at that time. So I wasn't going to class. I'll be the first to tell you I was not going to class.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. I was half scooting at practice. I wasn't really caring, about performing well. I didn't
Mhm.
care, So I was just like, okay, my athleticism is gonna get me by. So that did not work out. I was not necessarily cut from the team, but I was ineligible, so I couldn't perform during the times where it became national season and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
so I was being selfish. At that point, I was like, I don't really care to show up to practice, and if I can't wrestle, then I don't care. So I think I did a lot of self growth out there. I did a lot of learning about myself. I took off about 6 years off combat, and then full circle, I started getting into the things like, okay, this is something I want to do. I miss it,
Mhm.
and now coming back to it, I feel like I'm, better than ever, because it's something that I want to do, and I'm training hard because I want to. I'm doing the
Mhm.
things that I want to do, not just trying to please somebody else, So
Yeah.
yeah.
So when did you decide you wanted to do MMA? Was that while you were in junior college, or did that happen during your time off after junior college?
Time off. Shout out Coach Moffitt. He's crazy, but he used to put people in the middle and throw in the boxing gloves in the practice room if they had a problem. Didn't happen all the time, but it happened to me about once or twice, and I thought it was funny. But and they, John Jones went to Iowa Central, Cain Velasquez, Colby Covington,
Mhm.
um, another guy, Richie Lewis. So those guys are all, you know on the come up. Well, Richie's on the come up. The other guys I named, they're legends. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, it's a cool school for fighting, I guess. But yeah, after it happened afterwards, and I was about 140 pounds. Nah, 145 pounds, and I thought I was gonna be fighting bantamweight. Now I walk around about solid 185. So I was like, that's not happening. That's not happening.
So wait, he put you got like if you guys had an argument or a problem with another person, you guys just fought it out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's
We're going
hey,
on now.
that's not a bad way to go. I mean,
It's not a bad way to go. Nah,
yeah,
it
if
was.
both understand what's going on, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
was, it was,
I don't disagree with it. I mean, we used to. What's funny is, it's funny you say that. We used to. I played soccer all 4 years in high school growing up, and we used to have these spaghetti dinners that we called them. It didn't wasn't necessarily spaghetti every time, but that's just what they called it because
Yeah.
it was the like tradition. And we used to get together at one of the players' houses, and we'd bring boxing gloves, and we would just box each other the night before a game. Soccer players, just for
Yeah.
fun. And
It's fun. Yeah.
I look back now, and I'm like, man, that was so dumb of me.
Nah.
Like, because I'm not a fighter at all, but of course I participated. I didn't want to be left out. Man, I didn't get any black eyes or anything, but like, why before the day before a game? I don't know. It was just fun. I mean,
It's an adrenaline rush. That's
yeah,
what-
it is. Yeah, it's you don't know what's gonna happen, but
You
and then
know.
at the end of the day, and you guys are done, the fight, you probably realize
Oh,
our
yeah.
problem's smaller than a lot of
100%.
other things.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I could still look at the guy and be like, I don't like you, but whatever. That's the thing about like brotherhood.
But I know I can beat you up.
I know I can beat you up, yeah. Or dang, I don't feel like messing with that guy, but
Or yeah.
the thing about brotherhood is, me and my brother grew up fighting tooth and nail. So, and it could be about the smallest thing. It's like, what? And, next thing you know, there's holes in the wall and we're trying to figure out a way to like, cover it up. So neither one of us gets chewed out. But,
Yeah.
so, I mean, the anger led to teamwork. I don't know what kind of, philosophy that is, but I guess it helped.
Hey, if it works, right?
It worked. It worked.
So when you decided to pursue mixed martial arts, what did you have to go through to establish yourself in that sport? Do you have to meet any certain qualifications to fight amateurly? Is that the right word? To fight as an amateur?
Yeah. Qualifications, do you mean like do you have to have like a certain amount of credentials or
Yeah, like what
No.
process do you have to go through in order to start fighting?
you got to just know
Just
a
get in
promotion? Yeah, just know a promotion. I mean, some guys should not be in there, man. I'm just gonna be real. Some guys they should not be in there, but
What's
they're in
that?
there.
What's that movie with Kevin James in it? I think it's called Here Comes the Boom, where he fights as an
Yeah,
MMA
yeah.
fighter. Is it just like that almost?
See, I'll be real. I know about the movie. I didn't watch the movie, but if it's just like a guy that's just in there, that's like, yeah, like so amateurs, even pros, like the difference between pros and amateurs is you're getting paid probably a little bit, depending on the promotion of amateur, you're getting paid in pros. So
Yeah.
some guy might have to feed his family that month, and he's just like, screw it, I'm gonna take the fight. That's a
Yeah.
$500 paycheck, or that's a $2,000 paycheck for me. I'll get my ass kicked and I'll take the fight. So
Yeah.
that's But
It
some
is what it
guys
is
shouldn't
sometimes,
get
right?
there.
Yeah.
some-
So once you start fighting as an amateur MMA fighter, when is it determined that you can become a professional on the professional level? Are there qualifications for that in order to do that? Do you have to have so many fights under your belt? Anything else along those lines?
I've never heard of any necessarily like qualifications. Like I just think it's, hey, if you feel like you're ready, you've had the conversation with your coach, yeah, 'cause, at the end of the day, it is just you in there. So if you feel like you're
Yeah.
ready to fight pro, then go fight pro. But
Okay. So it's just you taking that step personally for yourself. There's no other. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't aware of if there were anything that needed to be met. Like, you have to have some, like, I don't know, like 100 fights under your belt or something like that.
No.
Well, that's cool. I mean,
I only have 4.
I mean, I guess you have to be successful in order to, think you can make it as a pro. I guess I guess they figure if you get in there and you try to fight professionally and you suck, you'll just stop.
Hey, the thing is though, there's people that really like I've seen it. I'm like, man, that's a pro. Like even when I was amateur, I'm watching, I'm like, that's
Yeah.
a pro. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, some guys might be looking at me like that. Hey, but yeah, I'm in there now. I'm pro now, so that's fine.
Yeah. You made your debut back on March 29th, I think it was, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, at the right down, not far down the road from where we're at here, at Hagerstown Greencastle, the Hall Live Casino Hotel, which over in Hanover, I think, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Hanover,
Yeah.
Maryland. And you won first round total
Yes.
or TKO. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's pretty cool. You've always had the reputation of being the person that does most of the damage in either your wrestling match or your fight.
Yeah.
What kind of training do you do to prepare yourself for your bouts?
I try to put myself through the ringer as far as like now I'm learning now to train smarter. So not like all you have to do 3 workouts a day during training camp, da da da.
Yeah.
But I try to like maximize my cardio. My brother put me on to like the Airdyne sprints and stuff. I've been doing those. I recently started lifting about say 2.5. Yeah, a little bit after Christmas, I started
Mhm.
lifting. So, yeah, about 3 months ago. So, just doing different things now. Not gonna lie, the diet, that's something we're working on.
That was my next question.
Yeah, no, man. Look, listen. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. The diet, like right before, like of course, like when I'm in fight camp, I'll try to clean it up, of course. But outside of
Yeah.
it, man, look, we still got a life to live.
Right.
That's fine. Like,
Yeah.
as far as like, 'cause if it's not affecting like my cardio in the octagon, I haven't really like gassed out. So it's like it's not like I'm doing anything wrong in that area. So it's like okay, like but yeah, as far as training and stuff, it's just a whole lot of just working hard, like learn picking up new techniques as if I can, and just paying attention, learning every
Yeah.
day. So
Yeah. So on a day, so like the day of your debut on like a fight day, walk us through your routine, how you prepare for that day. Do you have any like routines or rituals that you have to do before you get into the bout?
nah, pray. I mean, I know
It's a
God
good one
got
to
me.
have.
Yeah,
It's a good one. Yeah.
I wake up, eat the same, you know, goof around. It's funny because my coach, he didn't really understand. I wouldn't say he didn't understand, but he was just kind of like, is he gonna like turn it on when he gets in there? Because I'm just in the back, I'm smiling. I'm a little
Mhm.
nervous, of course. Like, we're gonna go fight, but I'm in the back smiling, goofing around, and he's just kind of like, "Yo, like, about to go fight, like,
Yeah.
get mad, So, but yeah, like literally, like, but the thing is, like, if you're not having fun, then that's what I'm saying, like. It takes out of everything as far as like
Yeah.
for me at least, like then I don't want to do it. I'm
Mhm.
not trying to sound like that guy, but if it ain't fun for me, then I'm not gonna force myself to to do something I don't want to do.
Yeah. Your heart's got to be in it, right?
My
Yeah.
heart's got to be in it. Like
Mhm.
obviously there's days I don't want to go to practice, but it's once I'm there, it's like oh great, my
Yeah.
boys are here. It's fun. I'm learning, getting staying in shape, whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So when's your next fight coming up? Do you have anything planned coming up soon?
Yeah, possibly June 7th. Possibly. So we'll see. We're in the lab right now, just staying in shape, making sure we'll be ready for that. And then the next Shogun bout will be November, sometime in November. So I'll have a little break in between to develop different new skills and come back better, hopefully.
Mhm.
So God willing.
So the question everybody probably asks you is the ultimate goal to get to the UFC.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
How I don't know how to phrase this question, but how when I say how attainable is that for you? What time frame do you think are you giving yourself to try to get to that goal, or is it just kind of like take it day by day approach?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for me, it's I like to not like obviously you want to have future goals and stuff, and of course
Yeah.
like a UFC champion is one of my goals. But as far as like time and stuff, like I don't like to rush. You can't rush perfection. You can't rush
Mhm.
greatness. So I just taking these fights as they come, and doing my best. Like I said, staying in shape, doing everything I can do right now until I do get that call. But as far as like making it to the UFC, there's no doubt in my mind that I won't. And I was talking to my boy the other day, and he's like, "Man, we've been in top competition our whole lives. Like making it to the UFC shouldn't be the end goal. It should be the UFC title. That's the end goal. Being the best in the world, even pound for pound. That'd be awesome. But we have a lot of work to do. Of course, I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, I go out there and fight Islam Makhachev tomorrow, I'm going to win. Or anybody in that top 5. So at my weight class, but that's why you got to keep working hard every day, trusting in God, trusting the process, and those things will happen if it's meant to happen.
Yeah. Now does UFC would UFC reach out to you, or is that something you have to kickstart?
Yeah, I mean that part right there, I've never really understood. I feel like they reach out to you,
right?
Of
kind
course,
of a get
everybody
yourself noticed type of deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody's beckoning for the, they're after they win fights. I want that UFC contract. I guess in a way that's like me saying I want to go to the UFC. And then they kind of hear it and they're kind of like, okay. They'll be like, okay, this guy's got some. Or this
Get the wheels in motion. Yeah.
yeah. So, people kind of reach out by saying that after their fights or whatever. But yeah.
Well, cool. So Isaiah, thanks for coming on today. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. I'd love to have you back on before your next fight. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit. Do you know if it's going to be locally again?
This one would be back in Stellar. I honestly didn't know this. They host professional bouts also. So
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be back out there June 7th, and and then, like I said, take a little time to just work on new skills, and then November we'll be back in. I think you say Hanover.
Yeah, I think that's where the live casino, the Hall Live Casino. Yeah, it's in Hanover.
Yeah, that's we'll be back over there in November. I can't remember the exact date, but it's November.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Would love to have you back on, talk about that fight coming up.
Awesome.
Both of them would do great.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Yes, sir.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.